The leaving is going to be emotional. We leave for Brazil in less than 2 weeks, right? As the Sims family, we are headed to Salvador, Brazil. My call really centers around one phrase, and it's a phrase that I felt like the Lord gave me when I first started preaching, and I remember it vividly. It's follow my lead. But in that process, in some regards, it's somewhat unexplainable. Both of us together knew God's doing something new. It was missions.
My calling into missions and my passion for missions really has grown over time. When I first went to Mexico in high school, I just fell in love with the people and the idea of living in a different culture. It was natural and what I was supposed to be doing. It was years later and many trips later that Jessica and I went for a young adult mission trip in Medellin, Colombia. I knew without a doubt I was supposed to be in Colombia in this place. Yes, there was conflict going on. I love my church that I'm serving in. During this process, there's excitement. There's an excitement of seeing God working presently. But then there's a wrestling of we're leaving our family.
Bella especially loves going to her grandparents' house, and I have fear for my children. How are they going to adjust, even though they'll probably be just fine? Right now we're about 6 months out from moving, and the reality of it is slowly but surely setting in for us.
The first reaction our kids had was lots of tears. I kept looking at our family and saying, could our family handle this? We just had to sit down and talk them through it, to let them know that this is a call not just for mom and dad, that this is a call on all of their lives to be a part of this mission. And so the toys that they had that they loved, they've had to give them away or sell them, and that's been very difficult just to see your stuff go. But at the same time, and this is what's been amazing, is our 3 children have seen God open doors that we could not open. And they've seen Him provide in abundance that we could not have done ourselves.
You know, it's one thing to go on a short-term mission trip, but to be going and knowing that that's our home. We're committing to be a part of a totally different culture than what we've always been a part of. You know, we're excited about it, but that's a big commitment.
In the Cumberland Presbyterian Church, all the missionaries are responsible for raising what we call our startup money. Airplane tickets, visas, lawyer fees, kitchen stuff, furniture, car. Everything it takes for us to start over, essentially. We were set with a goal that was $50,000 to $60,000. The process is a pretty strenuous one. It's a stressful one. Honestly, it's one of the reasons why I wrestled with missions for so long, was the idea of having to go around and ask people for money. It's something that I don't think most people like to do. Probably about midway through our journey, it seemed like it wasn't gonna happen. We went and visited 2 churches one morning and knew that there would be a total of less than 100 people. But what happened is something that has happened time and time again, where God almost shows off and God says, I've got your back. There was a man who looked like he wasn't very wealthy, and he put a wad of ones in the offering plate, and I knew that that was what he could do. So that weekend we left with $3,300, and we just couldn't believe it. We just were amazed that so few people could donate so much money.
It's a big commitment to become missionaries. We're committing to a completely new way of life. And we ask churches to ask themselves 3 questions. How will I pray for Cumberland Presbyterian missions? How will I partner with Cumberland Presbyterian missions? And how will I give to Cumberland Presbyterian missions?
In the past, missionaries had to make regular trips home to raise money. They would travel around to churches every weekend like what we're doing right now. The Stott Wallace Missionary Offering Fund is an offering that the Cumberland Presbyterian Church uses to raise funds for all the missionaries to be paid their salary and for their benefits. Once we're gone, this is how we'll make a living. This is how we know that we'll have enough money to eat and to live and to provide schooling for our children. It's a way that all the missionaries depend on surviving.
If the money's not there within Stott Wallace, whatever work has been done, whatever progress has been made, they have to stop and they have to come home. Come home to what? We've sold our stuff. So to come home is to really come home to nothing. To abruptly stop whatever ministry is happening there would be very detrimental to what God is doing there. The purpose is because God says to go and make disciples. That going comes in all different shapes and sizes. And He wants us to take part in that redemptive goal.
Essentially, it's who we are. We've always been a frontier church. We've always been a church that has gone to the places that are kind of unknown, the places that are new. We as a church need to continue to do that. We just need more people to say, yes, I'll go into the mission field, and we need more resources to say, yes, we can afford to send people into the mission field. Being a part of missions is the greatest honor I think I could have. People talk about it being hard, and people talk about the sacrifice. But truthfully, I feel like it's a blessing. We have the privilege to go and to see God working in amazing ways. We get to go and be in a place where people are truly excited and truly passionate about their love for God.
I think God just wants us to follow His lead. And I think if we all had that mindset, God truly would be able to do some unbelievable things because He operates through us. He just wants us to go.